The U.S. Sun can exclusively reveal that Janelle, 32, and David, 35, are getting closer to going head-to-head in the courtroom as the court has made the custody of their only child, Ansley, 7, the first priority in their divorce battle. After the ex's hearing on Thursday, April 25, in a North Carolina courtroom regarding the domestic violence restraining order Janelle requested for herself and the kids against David, a source close to the case told the U.S. Sun that the child custody hearing should happen in the not-so-distant future. In North Carolina, whenever someone is served with a civil case, we have 30 days to respond. I believe those 30 days just about ran out, so the time to answer or respond has expired, the insider said about Janelle's filing for full custody of Ansley. The courts will then start putting her on the calendar, and so typically, one of the first things that they'll do, and based on what she has filed, is she will work to set up temporary child custody. So that'll probably be the first step. They also revealed that aside from the protective order, Janelle hasn't filed anything additional against David in the case, despite another source close to the star claiming she has a smoking gun of dirt against him that she plans to use in court. The only other thing that has been filed was the petition for a protective order. Nothing else had been filed in the divorce case, assured the insider before noting that they're waiting for the next steps. That's pretty typical for these kinds of situations. One side will file it, and then it's kind of a waiting game right until the time the other side responds. The source also alluded to another alleged incident between Janelle and David, unknown to the public, that occurred outside their hometown, leading to the ex-reality star filing the civil restraining order case outside of the county in which she resides. Last week's hearing was the second attempt in Janelle's legal fight against David pertaining to her restraining order. Following their first court hearing earlier this month, a source told the U.S. Sun that David requested a continuance, which the judge granted. David made the same request during their second time in court, with the source claiming it was so he could bide more time to obtain an attorney. The U.S. Sun previously reported that a source alleged that David was served with Janelle's complaint for separation, as well as a complaint for a domestic violence protective order, shortly after their separation. They also claimed that Janelle had previously asked for an emergency protective order, but was denied, so she asked for a hearing to be granted a civil no-contact order. The source said that Janelle's initial request was denied, in part, because she already had an order of protection against David for her teenage son, Jace, so another one would not be considered emergent. David was accused of allegedly assaulting Jace, 14, Janelle's oldest child, with her ex, Andrew Lewis, in September and is now facing felony charges. The former TV star was ordered to stay away from Jace and has reportedly been living on the pair's boat, separate from the rest of the family, whom he's lived with throughout his and Janelle's 6 years of marriage. Janelle is also the mother of a 9-year-old son, Kaiser, with her ex-husband, Nathan Griffith, of whom she has primary custody. The U.S. Sun exclusively reported in March that Janelle packed up David's stuff despite previously defending him on social media following Jace's allegations that he abused the teen. However, she recently welcomed him back home for a short time, allegedly so he could protect the family after a break-in. Janelle's manager claimed to the U.S. Sun that authorities allowed David to return home, given an alleged attempted break-in in February. The brief reunion allegedly gave Janelle more clarity over her relationship with David. As her manager revealed, during those few days together, Janelle expressed to me that David had said a few things that caused her to make her final decision and submit the documents for separation. At the time, another source revealed to the U.S. Sun that Janelle's breaking point allegedly was when David shared an Instagram story post of him taking shots with a woman in the background during the first couple of weeks that the ex-TV star was out of the house. Janelle and David were trying to figure things out after CPS dismissed the case against them, and Jace rejoined the family after being under his grandmother, Barbara's care. Their split has since gotten even uglier, with each throwing jabs at each other online